Hi, this is Ethan here from MyDrawingTutorials.com, and in this video I want to show you a super simple acrylic painting technique that you can use to create really cool abstract effects. So this technique has to do with how we mix our colors. Now, the conventional way we've been taught to mix colors is to mix them on the palette and then bring them over to the canvas. So here we have some blue and yellow, and I'm just going to mix a little bit of that blue with the yellow, and we get a nice green color. Now let's put that onto the canvas and see what that looks like. Okay, and that looks pretty good, and that's a perfectly legitimate way to mix colors, and that's, in fact, in most cases, that is what we are supposed to do. But I'm going to show you that just by making one small tweak to that procedure, we can create some very cool and interesting effects. So this time, instead of mixing the color on the palette, we're going to mix it straight on the canvas. Again, I have some blue and yellow, and I'm just going to scoop it up with my brush and bring that over to the canvas. Now, I'm just going to mix it straight onto the canvas, being careful not to overmix it. And you can see how the two colors, without being thoroughly mixed, interact with each other to create this very, very cool abstract effect. And as you can see, just by making a very small tweak, we were able to create a drastically different look. Now, once you know how to use this technique, you can get very creative with it. You can experiment with different colors, different patterns of the brush. Heck, you can even mix 3 different colors. So on this third square right here, I'm going to mix blue, yellow, and a third color, white, and see what that looks like. And just for convenience, I'm just going to squeeze the color right onto the canvas. So here we have yellow, white, and blue. And because blue is a very strong color, I decided to take some of it off so that we can have this be a brighter tone, okay? So it doesn't weigh down the color so much like in this one. All right, and now I'm just going to take my brush and mix the 3 together straight on the canvas, being careful not to overmix it. And I think for this one, I'm going to use a diagonal brush stroke. I'm very light with my brush. I'm not pressing it down hard. I'm just barely letting the brush touch the canvas because that way it's going to prevent the paint from over blending. And I like to make the paint really thick, lay it on really thick, because again, that adds another dimension of interest to it. We have this 3-dimensional effect where the colors are popping right out of the page. So as you're playing with this paint, possibility starts popping up into your mind. You can see this being either a very cool abstract art, a tail for a very, very interesting peacock feather, or anything you can think of, really. Okay, and again, we have a very drastically different look from this, and we're still only using 2 or 3 different colors. And you don't even have to be limited by mixing paint. And on this square, I'm going to mix the blue color, just the blue, and a glazing medium, and see what kind of effect that gets me. And in case you don't know what glaze medium are, they're just a substance that you add to your acrylic paint to give it more volume. It's basically acrylic paint that has no pigment in it. So when the acrylic medium dry, it would actually dry clear and transparent. So when you add it to a paint, it doesn't diminish the color. It just adds more volume to it, makes it more malleable, and even give it a bit of a shine. So I'll just pour that glaze medium right onto the palette. I'll be kind of liberal with it. And we'll scoop that paint from the palette right over, and we'll dab it around, distribute it here and there so that our brush have less work to do when we start mixing it. Okay, and I still have a little bit of yellow and green on my brush from these other batches, so I'm just going to keep it on there and see what we get. And that creates a very, very beautiful light, airy blue. Okay, so that looks beautiful. And as you can see, the medium makes the paint much more liquidy. It spread more easily. It has a fluid feel to it, and it adds a very interesting effect. And before we started, I took some painter's tape and taped the borders and divided the paper into 4 equal sections. So now let's peel it off and see what it looks like. So there it is, our finished painting using this very simple technique. And the clean edge from the tape really gives the painting a very striking finish. And when I pulled off the tape, some of the tape actually fell onto this paint, but it was a happy accident because it creates a little nice texture that I wasn't expecting. So that might be something we want to explore in the future. Now, the cool thing about this technique is that it's super simple to do, but when you show the finished product to someone who doesn't know how it was done, they think it's some really complicated drawing technique and they think you're really good. So that's a cool bonus. So go ahead and play around with this technique with different paint colors, different patterns, and so forth. And in the next lesson, I'm going to use this very same technique and show you how to create some beautiful abstract arts that you'll be proud to hang up on your wall. That lesson will be released next, and to make sure you don't miss it, be sure to subscribe to this channel to make sure you don't miss out. And while you're at it, you might also want to sign up for a free newsletter where you'll get free lessons sent right to your inbox. You can do so by going to mindrawingtutorials.com/acrylic or simply click on the link below. Well, I hope you enjoyed this lesson, and until next time, thank you so much for watching and happy painting.